Yes, people, we're here, we're live and direct once again on the Big Bad Station, and of course we've got a very special guest joining us right here, right now, and he goes by the name of Fyah George. So you know you can't go wrong with a great name like that. He's live and direct right here, right now with yours truly, DJKat the Katalyst, and without further ado, we've got to welcome him to the Big Bad Station. So Fyah George, you there?
Yes, Kat the Katalyst, I'm here, you know.
Great. Yeah, man, I'm good. You know what? Tell the listeners, tell the people out there who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Well, I mean, Fyah George is a simple person. I mean, ever, trying to uplift myself and go forward towards doing anything that is betterment from my betterment of myself, where I'm coming from and where my nation is coming from. And the atrocity and what is going on around the world now and the things that the people have been faced. So fire never stop burn and the mission never stop,
I hear that.
Represent the roots and the culture.
For real.
That is just word, sound and power, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, definitely. 100% agree with that.
Spiritually, biblically, mentally, physically, arithmetically.
Yeah, man. 100% agree with that. And
yes,
I like to know, especially from great artists, how their journey began. And I want to know from you, how did your journey begin?
Well, my journey began, as we did in part one, the interview. I mean, my journey is truly begin from, coming from school and hear my mom cooking in the kitchen and singing. It's really that sound that she was, really fascinated with my ears at the time as a young man.
Yeah.
And eating the food, after she done cook and thing, I wonder if I make it so sweet. But she was a very good singer.
Yeah.
I believe that in the kitchen and that singing that she was doing at the time, I think it could have represented anywhere in the wider public.
Yeah, man, 100%. So you know what? We just played a tune called You Are. It's one of my favourite tunes from yourself. And I wanted to know about that tune. Tell us about it.
Well, that tune was inspired by, we go to the studio, I never feeling even 100% like I was going through, my body wasn't feeling the right, because I wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
But anyway, I went to the studio and at Freddie McGregor Big Ship and the rhythm was playing and the engineer said, you gotta find a song put on this in the Fyah George. And this time I feel a love song. While I was feeling a love song as well, and we just, come up with the idea and, we got to start to sing the song, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My sunshine, you are everything to me. And, you know what I mean? Him say, yeah, man, I hit that. And, Brahma was in the studio at the same time. And we all come in one unison. And he helped give me some lines. And we just continue and we finish the song properly, you know what I mean? By the time we finished do the song, the rain was pouring outside, so we just all our good vibes, we couldn't even move,
Yeah,
and we just continue to mix it down and do everything for the song, That's how that song was able to come to light.
Okay, nice. I like that. You know what? Somebody already has a question. They're asking, how did you begin to meet with Freddie McGregor? How did that relationship happen?
Oh, well, give thanks to the great icon. I don't really live extremely far away from Freddie McGregor because I live on Manningsville Road.
Yeah.
And Freddie McGregor is in Heavendale, so it's like a walking distance for us to go to Big Ship Studio. So we always, went to Freddie McGregor Big Ship to seek a way out to get a voice in our, we always check him and him always encourage you and say we must learn to play an instrument and keep up, continue voicing and continue to do the good work, but don't stray from the roots,
Yeah.
So after years of getting to know him, we went into a show with him as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We happened to go to Soundfest, we go to Rebel Salute with him, you know what I mean? One entourage traveling with him just to, learn and watch the craft and how they deal with their thing and going on stage and approach it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
And and sometimes, we even began to, open up shows for him down here, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
In
I like
Woodbridge
that.
and stuff. So it's a good, yeah, we learn a whole lot from him, you know. So give thanks to the icon who, you know, encouraged us to make the country on the good part, you know. A few days ago, Sunday was his birthday, and, you know, we
Yeah,
called him and blessed him upon him, you know. So
yeah,
long
man.
live the king, you know.
Definitely. And you know, when it comes to stuff like that, do you ever get nervous? Because he is a great icon. Everybody knows who he is in the reggae world, of course. So when you are opening up a show for him, do you ever get very nervous?
You know, you mean sometimes the little nervousness we take you, but over time of doing it, he will still encourage you and say, when you go up on the stage, just take your time and listen to your tracks them.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And listen to your music and try to remember what you do and keep your focus, you know. So he always told give with us encouragement before we
Yeah.
get on stage, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
we give thanks for that blessings, you know.
Definitely. And you know, when it comes to the music now, you've been working very hard on lots of different tracks. You sent me a whole load of tracks today, and they were just fire. I definitely was feeling the vibes on a lot of them. And I wanted to know about those projects. How did they come about? Tell the listeners a little something about some of those tunes you were sending me.
Yes, to be quite frank, you know, these songs, these are some songs doing extremely well on Spotify.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I just have one just released by some Kenyan producer by the name of Rise and Shine, give Jah the glory, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Awesome so-called leaders know to do. They sit in front of the camera, acting as if they are pure and true. All they do is oppress the people, going around doing more evil. Power, power, everyone is fighting for power. Yeah, so that is a very good track that is doing extremely well in Africa at this present moment.
Nice.
So and then I have a next one by an English producer
Okay.
by the name of Serious Time that is doing extremely well. I realized that Radigan began to take up that track and play it as well, and many other more DJs across. So all the songs then that I send you know is doing extremely well across those parts of the world.
Definitely. And you know, when it comes to you now, because you're very versatile, you've been doing lots of different tracks. How do you come up with your lyrics? How do you kind of put them into fruition? How does that happen?
Well, I mean, you know, it's something you listen to the rhythm, you get the rhythm before, and then you just tell yourself that this is the vision, and you look across the world, what is taking place at the time, or whatever situation you are going through at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just come up with the inspiration as how it just speak to you, and I have another one on it, and at the time that rhythm was telling me, can't stop me now, can't stop me now. Even when they plot against me, they can't stop me now. You know what I mean? So, you know, inspiration come up when you go to on the road and the street or you meet up on someone trying to, you know, discourage you in a many ways. So all kind of inspiration come. All of these songs come from something, or your mind is just telling you that this is what the people have been facing and you want to do something like this. You know what I mean? Because the same experience you are having, then millions of people are having the same situation. So they can, when they hear the song, then it can become meaningful to them and can become a part of their life, and they can play for themselves and their children in their home and sing along.
Yeah. Definitely. You know, we've got another question that's come in. Somebody has said, does suffering help write the tunes?
Well, I mean, I don't believe that suffering is a beautiful thing, but suffering have bring out a whole lot out of people, because then no one want to be into that criteria, that situation within reversing into it, or someone want to go forward to elevate themselves and out of it. That's why you have so many great people. You know what I mean? Bob Marley were singing about beating down the system of those things, because suffering is not a thing that God created. Suffering was created by the system of man, you know what I mean?
100%.
To hold dominion over different nations. You know what I mean? Because there's no, God never created anyone to make to suffer. If you look out there, every season you have mango, pear, apple, grape, all kind of season coming in to feed the people. You know, It's just the system have made it so hard for just put some people that then are under oppression, depression, and everything that they lost themselves and their roots and their culture and don't know. They not to know the right name. You understand me? So they have totally lost within a total bandage. I don't know how a lot of them gonna redeem themselves, but it's the reality. You know what I mean? So we just, we have to just continue to fight and continue to work and pray. But you know what I mean? It's sufferation is something that designed by the system that the government, you have different nation want to be above different nation. Understand? The white nation want to be supreme. That nation want to be, don't want to see that nation come up and that nation want to. And then with that internality, then you have other nation, the same nation, then killing them one another, fighting against them one another. You understand me? And they are the same thing.
Yeah.
But the system set it that they must fight against each other while they stand aside and look.
100%. 100% agree. You know what? Lots of people are sending fire emojis to me, so they're agreeing with what you're saying. And they're asking, another question's coming. You know what? People are listening, Another question's coming.
Respect.
And they're asking, what can we do to change the music business to help the younger generation come through?
Well, I mean, all the work is there.
Yeah.
But the younger generation just need to make them research and go back and see what their elder musician used to do to make that great music within that period of time that lasted and inspire the world from that time till now. So I believe that if this generation go forward now and look back to what the work that was the elder, they can learn a lot of things and implement with their craft what they want to put in with their genuality, because God gives every man greatness in their own likeness and everything, so you can put that and make it become something greater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I believe that all the work is there. All they have to do is make researches and know them roots and know them culture. Don't stray away from your culture.
Yeah.
If he's doing reggae, you're doing reggae. If you're doing dancer, you're doing dancer. But you know what I mean? If you're listening to the American music, you still gotta know that you're a Jamaican. You gotta represent your music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you gotta stick to your roots, because you gotta stick mission what they have done, because the elder them have paved the way for the generation now. You know what I mean? So then they need to listen and make research, and that will help them to give them a lot of inspiration to go forward.
Yeah, for real. And which artist or who is inspiring you at the moment, and of course before the foundational tunes, who is inspiring you before and now?
Well, I mean, as I said, when I was coming, then as a coming up, we used to have Barrington Levy, Half Pint, and a Junior Reid, and those were the top singer at the time.
Yeah.
And Dennis Brown was a great singer at the time. There was so much great artists for me when I walk into a record shop as I'm coming from school, and I go into the record shop and I see albums on top of albums. Always a dream of mine to, when I walk into a space, a record shop, that I could be able to see album and songs with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and now today I can go on Spotify and see a whole line of songs that I did. You know what I mean? So it's like a manifest of dream come true for me. You understand me?
Yeah.
So I give God thanks. So that. So in this time you have some good artists, you know what I mean, that still trying to hold in the work or trying to hold firm. You know what I mean? So you have Popcorn at the good. You have Chronics, them, holding up Portuguese, them, and still trying to hold firm, push the fire, Kabaka Pyramid, them, trying to hold the fire, and keep, inspiring. You have quite a full, look up young youth coming up, doing some good music,
Yeah, for real, 100%.
Doing some good music, so,
yeah, man.
we have to still give them the credit, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and of course, don't forget Fyah George, yeah?
You don't know, you know what I mean? You don't know, I mean, you go Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, and Twitter, and all those places, you know what I mean? There's a whole lot of songs with Fyah George there.
Yeah.
So give them inspiration. So give thanks for mentioning me, you know.
Yeah, man, of course, of course. We got another question. Somebody's asking, do you think the internet has destroyed the art of music? So I'm guessing they're talking about things like vinyl and CDs and things like that.
Wow. I think the internet have been a good thing, you know.
Okay.
But the authenticness, the real authentic vibes that the music used to have, then that changed.
Yeah.
Because everything move on. A man used to go buy a record, him now buy a record and him a deal with stream and those kind of things and likes and you know?
Yeah.
Those and share and those kind of things. While back in the days now a man used to, you know what I mean, deal with the real record, he go to the record shop and you know, a man come from the country and he come in the town and buy up everything from the record shop and come back and every song from that bus back in the country.
Yeah.
But you don't know, we live in a time where as we say, you know, changes must come, so we have to work with the changes. But the authenticness, I think it shifts away from that and you know to the digital world. But I mean, still the authenticness still going on. You know, I mean, in Europe and many places across the world, same way because I still see people pressing record. But you know,
Yeah.
you know, little changes. You know, we work with the changes. You know, because it's just what it is. So you don't know.
Yeah. For real. For real.
Yeah. But trust me, I will just call upon the youth them for just listen what the elder them do and then they will be on the right path. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I do that then to what I'm seeing, you know, because what I'm seeing for the past 10 years coming down, the music has taken a different road within the kind of songs that I'm singing. It's not on the right path that the elder them set or the 90s set. You know what I mean? It's kind of different vibes. It's like you go to a sex shop and them thing there, you know?
Yeah.
That is going on now, you know what I mean? And that now elevate. And then most of if on a sex shop they might talk about how they might deal with gun thing. You know what I mean? So kill. You know what I mean? So that can't work. You know what I mean? You have to tell your generation something. Back in the days, a man used to go to the dance, we hear certain music that is not playing on the radio. Like, I mean, songs like, he who seeks up from the vanity, have no love for humanity, shall fade away. You know what I mean?
Jeez, yeah.
Songs like, oh, you lax, you're a jet lax.
Yeah.
Your mama used to say, you know, songs like those used to play in the dance, you know what I mean?
Nice.
And never used to play on the radio. You know, so when you want to hear certain things, will uplift them still because there's some original dancehall vibes that come from where music used to, when I hear certain music on the radio because the radio used to play like fear, funk and pop and different things. So the real music, with the people that want to hear, they have to go to dance with certain music with fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but, you know what I mean? You know, so we have to get back to the roots.
Definitely. And you know, you got another question. You've got loads of questions, man. Somebody's asking, are you thinking of doing any collaborations?
Yes, I did collaboration with Dan Youth. I did collaboration with Terry Gamsey. I did collaboration to release with Lucian, but it hasn't come out yet.
Okay.
But I'm looking forward to love to do a collaboration with Freddie McGregor.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But, yes. But I definitely have a few collaboration that is out already.
Okay. And you know, I've got to ask, what's next for Fyah George? What can we expect? What's coming out? What can people...
Yes, I just have a mixtape that is about yesterday, the guy.
Okay.
Linked me from Europe. It's coming out by this week. It's with some great songs on it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And the next guy from Holland linked me to do a next mixtape. I send him all the songs then.
Yeah.
And I have songs will be releasing on a project. I don't want to talk about it, but it's gonna be a big project.
Okay.
What I get to understand with a lot of big artists on it too. And then the next project that I did with me and Junior Reid and some other more big artists to be released. So work is in coming out, and as we say at this present moment, I have like 3 to 4 fresh music is that is playing on the network.
Yeah.
Across the globe.
Definitely.
Yes.
People are asking, how can they find your music and how can they contact you?
Yes, they can find my music on Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, all the social medias them across the world. From them put in Fyah George, Fyah. They will just see me. They can go and give them support and buy a one song that they love or what have you. Or they can get in touch with me on Instagram, Fyah George, Fyah. Just simply just see a nice picture come up with a rust, with a brother and a glass, ever a smile.
Yeah.
And you can find me on Facebook as well. You know what I mean? You can contact me, through my number. 18 Jamaica Euro code is 187629629190.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yes, so I mean, not hard to find, you know what I mean? You can find them any of the social media them, as I say, Fyah George, Fyah George. Scotch, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's the mission, yeah. So
every time.
Whatever they want to contact me on show, music, 45 dub plate, I'm ready, man.
Okay.
Just let me know.
Okay. And before we go, I can't have you on here and not ask you to sing a little something. Would you be up for that?
Oh gosh, brother. Kat the Katalyst. Yes, she rougher than them, tougher than them, rougher than in every way. Kat she tougher than them, rougher than them, rougher than in every way. That door. You have a request a song where you want me to sing it up. How will it?
You know what? I'm gonna ask you to sing "You Are" because that is one of my favorite tunes still.
My sunshine, you are everything to me, my baby, my love life. You are everything I need. Oh, no more walking on the boat, baby. I am here, love, for your love. It's the world against you and me. What in store is just blessings from above. Oh, my love. Across the distant ocean, across the deep blue sea, you will always be my queen. Our love will always be. I love you forever. You will always be by my side. My sunshine, you are everything I need. Yeah. You don't know that? Just a warm up, It's just a warm up, Stop the vocal,
Definitely. So you know what? Before we go, what would you like to say to the listeners out there, the people who've been supporting you? What would you like to say to them?
I just want to tell the listeners give thanks for tuning and stay strong in this serious time that we are facing, because now is a time that we have to hope. We have to stay firm, have the faith, and stay strong mentally, physically in yourself, because every day you hear so much different thing: war, crime, violence, internally war, and then something, especially the war thing that is going on in Ukraine that is affecting the whole world right now with Russia. So we just ask people them to hold the faith and believe in the Most High, and don't worry themselves and don't put nothing on them head,
Yeah.
But continue to listen good music and put job first in everything they do.
Definitely. 100%. You know what, Fyah George, it's been a blessing again, and we know what we're going to keep linking up. It's definitely been a pure energy, and I hope you have a blessed rest of the day still.
Likewise to you, baby. Have yourself a great and a supreme day as well, a week.
Definitely.
No more war. We want no more war around us. No more war to divide us. Step by step we gonna step on Babylon down. Till them Kat-a-lyst. We want no more war around us. Nuclear, no Russia, Ukraine. We want it to cease. Yeah, betterness to the world,
Definitely. 100%. More love. Yeah, we'll speak again soon, I'm sure.
Sure.
All right. Bless up. Speak soon. Bless.
Soon. Bless.
Yes, people, please do go out there, go and support Fyah George. Go and check him out. Go see what he's up to, what he's been doing. Okay. And lots of you have been getting in touch, liking the interview vibes, liking the energy. It's definitely been a blessing.